What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Over the Edge. I am Garrett Edgerton, aka The Edge One. A little background about me: I'm from New Orleans, born and raised. 7-watt hardhead, a true bandhead. I wanted to play snare. I suck on snare. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Snare wasn't my calling at all. Yeah, that snare just didn't work out. Middle school happened. Football was the goal. I saw the Thurgood marching band marching back in from, I think they marched around the block my 7th grade year, and I was at flag football practice, and I'm like, man, that's the band. I want to be in the band. So the next day, I went to Mr. Charlie B. Charles Brooks, my band director. I went to him and said I want to be in the band. I like to march. So I ended up being a color guard. One of the best decisions of my life, I would like to say. 7th grade year, I was flag captain, so I was that first person on the left side of the flags. We had 2 rows. I was the first person, so I was over the flags. Obviously, the swords were over the color guard section, but after them, it was me. So that was pretty big. For me being my size, which at that time I was big for my age. For me having my size, I can march. I still to this day, I have a nice style at marching. So me being my size and marching the way I did, it all came together. In the 7th grade year, drum major trials happen, so it's a big thing. You want to be a drum major, no matter if you're in elementary school, pre-K, middle school, high school. Being a drum major is being a drum major. You the man. So in this instance, Marshall, we have 4 drum majors, so we have 4 spots. It was a pretty intense tryout, but I was pretty confident that I was gonna be a drum major. I practiced that whole spring. After parade season was over, Zulu used to have the long spears, the big long. They throw the short ones now, but they had the long spears. So what I did to practice being a drum major, I had one of the spears put a tennis ball on top of the spear and wrapped it around in tape, and that was my mace. Marching down the street, practicing all that. It was just from after Mardi Gras until drum major trials actually happened. Like I said, drum major trials was something else, but I was pretty confident. Push come to shove, I was one of the 4 drum majors. I was actually number 3. I was number 3. So it was a pretty big deal. It was a pretty big deal being a drum major. Caught the bus home, you excited. You got your mace with you, oh, you a drum major for such and such and such and such. Yeah, blah, 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 all this, all that. But anyway, fast forward all that. 8th grade year, over. Drum major, over. It's time to go to high school. Went to St. Aug, football. Yeah, the band was just out the question. I sucked. I sucked completely. And truth be told, I should have started. Looking back at it now, I should have got on an instrument. So we moved to Arizona. Football was the goal. Getting a scholarship to play college ball was the goal. Obviously, that didn't work out. I got recruited by the University of Arizona, the UNLV, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I went on my visit to UNLV, which I thought that was gonna be the school. That ended up not happening. They ended up not offering me. So when I flew back to Tucson, my mom was just like, "We're gonna move back home," and I'm like, "Well, we're gonna move back home." So Southern was on my list. Southern was, I'm sorry to say, Southern was my last choice to Southern was my last college choice. Hey, it is what it is. I didn't know anything about Southern but the band. And the only reason I knew about the band at Southern is because I used to see them on NBC for the Bayou Classic at halftime, and that's all I wanted to watch. But anyway, summer 2008 came, we moved back home. I started at Southern fall 2008. So when I got to Southern, I was just like, man, I can make my own band DVDs. If I have my own camera, I can do my own thing. I don't have to buy somebody else's DVDs. I can make my own. So I started shooting with small cameras. My mama had a camera. It was poo. She had one of my boys had one, so I was just doing small stuff from 2008 and 2009. Push come to shove, 2010 happens. I had work study all my years in college, so I saved up some money. I bought me a little $130 Sanyo camera. It's a red Sanyo camera. I wish I had it right now because it should be framed in something right now. But my first camera that I bought for myself was a red Sanyo camera. And yeah, that camera put in some work. For 2 years, that camera put in some work. So I got my first camera the day before Brandon Franklin's funeral. But my first official video with my camera, the one that I bought, was the Brandon Franklin All-Star Band at his funeral outside. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna watch that video. I'm gonna see how bad this video was, all right? All right, so it's the first video. I don't know what's going on the right side of the screen. I guess I didn't wipe the lens. I guess, I'm not sure. Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have been this close. The ideal spot with something like, if a band is in concert like this, you back up. Especially if it's just the camera, you back up. Nowadays, what I would do, I would have one person on our audio device with a monopod somewhere back in the crowd and holding it up in the air, and that way I can move around with video. But in this instance, this is my first camera. Didn't have none of that. This is me right here. For 2 years, this was it. This was more than 2 years. I think it was 3 years, really. It was just like this. That's all it was. You could tell I hate watching and listening to this now. I cringe because it could be so much better. It could be so much better. If this happened today, it would be amazing. But this is 2010. We're in 2020. This was a sad day for sure. A lot of people. You can tell the times. Look at this camera right here. Look at this man camera. Right there, back there too. It was a time. It was a time. We're gonna see him through this. Yeah. Too close. Too close. This is the song. This is the song. I was a band head, but I really couldn't go nowhere when I was at home. I didn't have that many band head friends at the time. I missed the '02 Battle of the Bands when Missing You was played in Tag Gormley. If you haven't seen that video, I don't know, something's wrong with you. But that was the calling card. Missing You and Tag with, I want to say, Kennedy, Reed, and Walker. That was a big one. Go check it out. It was hot. It was hot. This was May 2010. So New Orleans, when they get close to the summer, it's not a good place to be Louisiana, period. I'm gonna skim through this. I'm pretty sure I didn't wipe this lens because that's a rookie mistake. Always clean your lenses. Always. When we have football games, that's the first. We take the cameras out the bag. That's the first thing I do. Clean the lens. Clean the lens in the viewfinder. Mellows. I'm glad the All-Star Band brought this back a few years ago. You know, Rip Carl. Carl's in the middle on trumpet. Big Josh. Aaron. So yeah, that was my first video. I can honestly say I've come a long way. I've come a long way since then. That was my first video with my first with the camera I bought, with my first camera that I bought. So yeah, we're gonna do more of those. We're gonna do more of those because I want to show y'all what I see through my eyes while I'm editing, or what I was thinking when I was shooting this certain video, especially our halftime shows, the Human Jukebox halftime shows. I'm going to take y'all into an editing session, what goes through my head from that Thursday practice when we do run through to when we finally do the field show on Saturday. So yeah, that was episode number 1. I appreciate everybody for watching. You know, like, subscribe, comment, share, do it all. I'm gonna catch y'all next time on Over the Edge.